Hello, welcome. Come on in, make yourself at home, grab a pen and notebook if you haven't already, because I'm going to be dropping some gems for you tonight. I'm Kat Millar, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to create great content, even if you're not a great writer. So many people say to me, "Oh, I'm just so not good at it. I wish I was good at creating great content or creating great copy." Copy is marketing with your words, basically. So copywriting is something that so many people just don't have the skill of, and I didn't for so long in my business. I didn't realize what an essential skill copywriting is. And so if you don't have the skill of being able to write effective, compelling copy, then all of your marketing efforts can really fall flat. And that's so sad, because you have so much brilliance inside of you to get out into the world. And if it's kind of not getting out there, it can be super frustrating. And I've seen so many people lately, their content is just not, it's just not hitting the mark. It's not engaging people, and I can see why. And so I really want to help people with this. I'm so passionate about helping people with getting their words crafted in a way that really resonate with the right people, not just anyone, but the right people, like your clients, your potential clients, your the type of people that you want to work with, not just friends and family and people just being nice and liking and commenting because they know you, but genuinely people that you can help, that can take that next step towards you and open up a conversation about whether they're a right fit to actually work with you. So writing great content consistently is so important for attracting the right clients and growing your business. The challenge is our content can easily get lost in like a sea of noise, especially online, especially in social media and email inboxes. So in order to stand out, you really have to craft your message in a way that is compelling. And it's crucial that we know how to connect with our ideal clients to stop that scroll and to get people opening our emails and really to provide value that really helps people. So welcome those of you who are on here live. Hello. Hi Marsha, great to see you on here. So I just love it if you just say a hello in the chat box, just say hi, pop an emoji, just let me know that you're here because I can't see you otherwise. All right, so why is it so important that our content is not flicked past, and why it's so important to take our content to the next level and develop that skill of copywriting and make our content interesting? Well, first of all, it hooks people in and makes them want to read more. So our copy has to be able to hook people in and evoke curiosity and be able to speak directly to our ideal client. And the words we use are so much more important than the design. Some people get really caught up in beautiful design, and it's good to be professional, but what's more important is actually reaching people where they're at. So 80% of your marketing success comes down to the words you use and the way you craft the words and the language and the phrases. Because if you think about it, words are the thing that change people. If you think of times in your life where you've changed your life for the better, it's because of words. Usually it's words that have been spoken over you, words that you've read, words that you've told yourself. You know, our thoughts are sentences, are words inside our head. So words are so powerful, and 80% of the time when your content isn't engaging and attracting new clients is because of the words. So if you post compelling content consistently, you'll be way more likely to help people move along that journey towards working with you, and then you can help them even more, right? So it's important that your content, you know the purpose of your content. You're not just posting for posting's sake. You know, you want to make sure your content is really relevant and helpful and interesting and inspiring and influential, meaning you're helping people to actually take an action and not just be entertained. I was talking to a client once, and she said to me, "Oh, I'm getting more likes when I post funny stuff like funny cat memes. I get more engagement." And I said, "Of course you do, because it's entertaining, but that's not going to get you clients." You know, she's a coach and she helps people transition out of careers. And so, you know, those funny things, like, yeah, you might get the engagement, but I don't know if you've fallen into that trap before, but it's not about just getting the likes and getting getting people having a laugh. You know, you be careful not to just chase engagement in terms of likes, but actually encourage relationships with people. You know, inspire that person to want to make a change in their life, you know, want to actually take action towards being a better version of themselves. And if you're not sure if your content's compelling or working, really the test is, are people coming through your funnel? Because it's not about just people liking and commenting on your posts, but are they actually coming to your landing pages? Are they coming to your web pages? Are they entering their details on an opt-in page and coming into your email, into your, you know, CRM? Because if not, then you're not getting people over the line. So you really need to ask yourself, what is going to get people over the line? What's actually going to make people want to sign up with you? And usually people will sign up with you because you inspire them to take some form of action. It's not just like, oh, that's a good tip, nice, walk away. You know, you actually help them make a change in their life. So I'm going to be sharing 3 ways to create compelling content that connects with the people that you really want them to. So number 1, share content based on your uniqueness. Write that down if you're taking notes. When you share content about your uniqueness, it doesn't just get scrolled on by, because your life, your stories, your experiences, no one else has that. So a lot of people are posting how-tos. Step 1, step 2, step 3, how to do something, you know, teaching. And that's fine, but that is everywhere on Google. You know, we can just look that up. So people don't just want content, like information. People actually want to hear your stories. So you want to make sure that you just share simple stories, you know, not a whole hero's journey or anything like that. Well, you can, but you know, if you're thinking about like a social media post, you might just share a moment from your day, a little aha moment, a little epiphany you had, or a realization, or a little metaphor, or, you know, it doesn't have to be complex. It's just, you might say, oh, I was out walking today in the bush and came across a sign that said this, and it really got me thinking, blah, blah, blah. And then you just tell a little story from behind the scene of your life. And stories evoke emotion. Emotions evoke decisions, right? Not logic. So without some kind of story in your content, it can be just a little bit dry and a little bit boring. So you want to inject your personality. You want to inject some kind of visual verbs. So visual verbs really bring things to life, where people can imagine something, like painting a picture or describing some kind of sensory experience where someone can feel it and sense it and see it in the movie screen of their mind. So think about how to share your content based on your uniqueness. You know, if you don't tell people about you, people are assuming things about you. Like there are people right now assuming things about you that are not true. And they will keep believing that until you share with them the truth about you. So there are things your audience needs to know about you and your services before they'll take that next step towards you. So it's not just sharing content on a topic, it's sharing about you. This is what your content can do. It can educate people about you, not just on a topic, but your way of thinking, your opinion on things, your take on things, what you stand for, what you stand against, right? So really think about, how can I be unique? How can I be authentic? I know that word gets thrown around a lot, but you know, think about being really genuine and upfront, and you know, just sharing behind the curtains of your life. And that requires some vulnerability, but vulnerability is strength. You know, anyone can just hide things away and be fake and just be super logical and just share steps and how-tos. But when you share stories, you're letting people in on your life, and people love it, right? Who loves stories? Who loves it when people post stories? Like we've been listening to stories since we were little kids. So remember, you don't need to be a great storyteller. I used to avoid stories because I just thought I wasn't good at telling stories. But it's just sharing about your life. If you think about your friends, think about your best friends. Guarantee your friends, because you tell each other stories. You tell each other things that have been happening in your life. You know, those are stories. You don't catch up with a friend for a coffee and say, oh, let me teach you 3 tips on how to blah, blah. Step 1, step 2, step 3. You know, we don't usually talk to our friends like that. So just imagine that your audience are your friends and you're sharing with them about your life. So that's number 1. Number 2, help people close the gap. Help people close the gap. So you don't need to be a great writer to do this. There's a gap between people's present state and people's desired state, right? Always. There's always a gap because everyone has things that they want. And if they're not clear on what they want, they're clear on what they don't want. And you just flip it around and you find the gap. So the more you know your ideal clients, the more you realize what the gap is and how you can fill it. So think of each piece of your content as closing the gap a little bit. You might just close it, you know, that 1 step. But if you think about it, there might be multiple steps that you need to do to close the gap before they actually start working with you. So you've got to think, okay, what are all the things stopping someone from working with you? And then your content becomes a way of closing that gap a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Some people consume loads of my free Facebook Live videos before they can't become a paid client. Some people watch 1 video and they book my calendar and they become a paid client. So everyone's got a different gap. So some people, you know, over time they build trust, I educate them on what I do, I share things, and then eventually, right, I'm ready to work with Kat now. Or I'm ready to join her group program or her mastermind or inner circle, you know. So when you think about the goal of a post is not to rapidly take them from cold to hot. And this is one of the biggest mistakes I'm seeing at the moment is so many people posting their offers on social media, their 12-week programs, you know, all of that type of stuff, when it's just way too big a gap. So you help them close the gap, but not like try and take them from, oh, I've never met you before and I'm asking you to marry me, you know. It's like you got to warm people up, right? So there are really 3 ways of doing this. The first way is you teach them something new. When you teach someone something new, it closes the gap between their present state and their desired state. So you can teach them something new. The second way is to remind them of something that they already know. And this is what a lot of content is doing. It's just reminding people, oh yeah, I heard that before. Oh, I read that in a book. Oh, I heard Tony Robbins say that, but I'm not actually doing it. So you're reminding people of things that they know, but they're not actually doing. And that's a lot. A lot of people have heard information before, but they're not executing on it. And then the third way is to help people see things from a different angle, from a different perspective. And that's what coaching essentially does, is ask the person questions so that they start seeing things from a different way, because we get so stuck in seeing things just our way, just one way, and coaching invites people to look at things from a different perspective. So when you're thinking about content, ask yourself, how can I help them to overcome their resistance to changing, their resistance to taking action? How can I have them overcome their biggest objections to investing in themselves? And it's super important to think of it as helping people invest in themselves, not invest in you, invest in themselves. And this is what you can do with your content. You know, what is stopping them from moving forward and closing that gap? People are often stuck, and so they need that new information, that reminder of the information, or a different perspective. Number three, are we all tracking, team? Is everybody writing some stuff down? Oh, thank you. Thanks, Josh. Thanks, Gina. All right, number 3 is share thought-provoking questions and statements. Share thought-provoking questions and statements. Questions are so powerful for hooking people in, as opposed to just talking, making a statement. So you might, for example, let's say you're posting a photo of an event, of you at an event. So you can either say, here's me at this amazing event. Or you could say, do you love events? Do you love the energy of a live event? What's one of your favorite things about going to an event? Do you ever have that awkward moment where you go to take a photo of an event and someone photo bombs you? You know, a question can be quite inviting. or it might be a problem. Do you ever wonder why it's so hard to blah blah? So a question really gets that person thinking, as opposed to just I either agree or disagree. So if you want to get engagement, you might share something, share a few tips, and then ask a question. What was your favorite tip? Or how have you found? So I just did this at the end of my Zoom session with my inner circle. I said, so I was sharing about how to create a quarterly business plan. And I said, what have you guys found that's helped keep you motivated? Like, let's share, let's give each other some tips. And what are the benefits that you find of setting goals? And so questions, super powerful. So when you're writing your post, think about questions you can ask. And then also think about some thought-provoking statements. And when it comes to like an email, you want to start with some kind of almost shocking statement, something that's a bit like, whoa, like an intriguing fact or a bold statement, because it can't be bland and just ho-hum. It's got to be, if you want it to be compelling and engaging, you want it to be, you know, a really good, intriguing, thought-provoking statement. So think about that. Don't just post, like write it and post it, you know, craft it, because when you craft it to help people, you will get more engagement and you will get people sharing it more, reaching out to you. I find when I really take the time to craft my content, that's when people book in on my calendar. Like when I've taken the time out to really think about it and think and get into my audience's shoes, getting into my ideal clients' shoes and thinking about what they really need, because that's what it's all about, is meeting people where they're at. So just to summarize on how to write great content, even if you're not a great writer. Number one, share content based on your uniqueness. Number two, help them close the gap. And number three, share thought-provoking questions and statements. Now, because compelling copy is such an essential business skill, and so many business owners haven't been taught it. I wasn't. It took me a long time to figure out a formula to use that I now use, which has really helped me speed up my ability to write a lot of content and write landing pages and sales pages that have made me thousands and thousands of dollars through learning formulas and structures of the best copywriters in the world, studying it, researching it, and helping my clients do it. I've designed a new event. It's a one-day event and I'm doing it absolutely for free. So I used to charge for this event and it was only content that my paying clients had access to. But my heart is really to help more people at the moment with this, because there are coaches and consultants and healers and experts who just aren't able to help people because they're just winging it with their copy and they don't have an effective strategy and they don't realize that there's a formula to compelling copy, that successful copywriting follows a formula. And without an effective formula, it's actually impossible to get results. Creating compelling content is a science. It's not a guessing game. So I'm going to be sharing my formula. I'm going to be sharing just really, you know, pulling back the curtains. I know that's a cheesy saying, but going behind the scenes of like breaking down the structure of content, how to get your unique message out there in the world, the exact words, the exact phrases to never include, the ones to include, the ones to stop, the ones that stop the brain. I call them red brain language, and the ones that make the brain want to take action, the go words, the green words. It's all based on psychology. It's all proven stuff. And I'm giving away some awesome bonuses just for coming live as well. So if you want to know more, I'm just going to pop the link in the chat box, in the comments box. It's called How to Attract New Clients with Compelling Copy. Oh, that's so cool, Josh. And it's free and it's online and it's live, and I'm not doing a replay. I'm not doing a recording. It's a full day event. I'll record little bits of it, but most of it, we're going to be doing a lot of group coaching, discussion, masterminding, breakout rooms. So it's going to be really interactive. You're actually going to walk away with a blueprint. So we're going to build out your content blueprint on the day. So you walk away with that. And if you know that your copy needs improvement, just come along. You'll grab so much from it, so much value and gems from it. The people that have come to a similar workshops that I've run in the past just took pages and pages and pages of notes, and I've seen the progression of their copy from coming. So don't leave it to chance, you know, really invest in yourself. I know it's your time, but when you invest in yourself, then you can help and impact more people. So I hope to see you there. If not, I will look forward to catching up with you soon. I'll see you next Wednesday at 8 p.m, if not before. Thanks for joining me live, everybody. See ya.